All right, take 3. Yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. This is the raid guide for dummies. This is the fourth encounter. This is going to be talking about the inside rooms and the ghost mechanic. Now, I'm going to warn you now, we fail the ghost mechanic at the end, but we do succeed that in the dissecting. So if you want to see the completion during the dissecting, I can throw that into that video. It'll be its own separate video. So this is just the inside rooms and what they need to do. Um, the first thing I will say is when you come to this encounter, two things need to happen. One, your ghost needs to be unique. Two, your helmet, if you're a warlock or titan, needs to be very unique from everyone else. And your hunter cloak needs to be very unique from everyone else, right? Make it very defining so people can identify who you are. If you're not playing with regulars, you're playing with an LFG group, you need to know who they are and what they do. So on this video, we're just going to focus strictly on the inside room. If you want to see how we operate the ghost, or you don't need to know that part, you can watch the other video where I dissect, and then I probably show the successful where we survive the ghost mechanic, right? The wipe. All right, so it looks like I walk up here. I'm going to start the encounter, and I'm going to look back at my teammates. I look at the flag. And the reason I look there is because you're going to see a glass wall pop up. Sometimes people have been torn into the room and they haven't heard nor seen the indicator that says, hey, you're in the room by yourself. So I just look back there. If the glass wall pops up, I know I'm in, and it's time for me to do my job. So, bam, right there, right? So, first thing I do is I jump up, and it doesn't matter who says it because we don't know. There's no guarantee how to make certain people go into this room. It's supposed to be random. I jump up, and from left to right, so that statue on the left, middle, and right, I call out the shapes they're holding. This is for the dissecting team, so this is the only time I'm going to mention the dissecting team in this video. From left to right, it's a circle, a square, and a triangle, and I say that, and they're going to type it in the text chat if you look at the bottom right of my screen. Someone on PC hopefully will type it in. Circle, square, triangle. There it is. Circle, and they just type the letter C for circle, S for square, T for triangle. Now, we don't want to just say a sphere, a cube, and a pyramid. Like, just no. We just keep it simple. Circle, square, triangle, right? Call it however you want, but I like to keep it just very basic and simple. So the first thing I got to do is, what is my guardian holding? I am the guardian with multiple arms. I'm holding a triangle. My wall is lit up with two shadows. It's going to tell me, and one's a triangle, so it's going to tell me if I have a second triangle in the room or if I have a different shape. The first thing I need to do is identify what my guardian, once I've called out what statues are holding which shape from a left to right order, right, facing them. The next thing I do is I want to get everyone else their shape first, right? Now this step can be skipped depending on the team and if they're all comfortable skipping this part. But for this video, I'm going to show you guys this method. And if this is not the method the rest of your team is using, I do apologize now. So I'm just going to focus on this method. The first thing I want to do is send my teammates their shapes, right? So everyone has their own shapes. So I have a triangle. I'm looking at the wall. There's a triangle, and it shifts into a triangle. So I have both of my shapes in my room right now. I don't need to do anything. So, and we want everyone on the same page. So I call out to my teammates that I am ready to split. And I wait for that to be called out 2 more times, right? So I just kill some ads, right? I don't really need to kill the knights. I can just walk and hide if possible. But I'm waiting for my teammates to say that they're ready to split. That shape is on the ground. I hope I don't leave it there. It looks like I pick it up right away. And when it's time to split, and it'll show me splitting here in a moment. I don't like to leave shapes on the ground. I think it messes up the spawns. All right, they said they're ready to split, so I already have a shape in my hand. Now, let me talk about the shapes on the ground. I've had many a runs where people have sworn up and down they've done the very correct steps and they've moved shapes properly, but things stop spawning. And I think leaving shapes on the ground to despawn is it just messes up the game, and I think that's a Bungie coding error. I don't know. We have not found any specific thing that would state or prove otherwise that, hey, if you kill this ad, this is going to spawn these. It's supposed to be you kill knights, right? They drop their shapes. When no more knights are up, ogres will spawn in a little bit later. You kill the ogre, and then it's going to refresh a knight in your room, and you're going to kill the knight for their shape again, right? And at some point in time, knights and ogres stop spawning, and they just never spawn. Like, you could sit there for 2 minutes. So never leave a shape on the ground if possible, but only pick up one at a time until you're ready to pick up two, and I'll explain that in a moment. So now that everyone's splitting, what that means is I want to take my shape out of the room and put it into each other's room, right? So I'm going to send one shape to one teammate and one shape to the other. Triangle specifically, because I'm holding triangle, so I'm sending my shape to them, right? So I sent my shape to the middle one. I quickly come over here before the C spawns, grabs this. There's the ogre. I shoot him once, and I split. Now, I believe I split right away as I die. Now, some people may be halfway through splitting. This is important. Once you say you are ready to split your shapes away from you, right? Once you say you're ready to split, nothing else matters more than this, all right? If you understand nothing else, don't, whatever the wall is showing or anything, right? Just know that your shape needs to get out of your room. If you've said you're ready to split and your teammates said you're ready to split and someone says, all right, let's start splitting, your shape leaves your room. That's the most important thing. I've had people like halfway split or not split at all, and it does this wipe mechanic here. And they come back to shapes that are not their shapes dropping off the knights, and they're confused. So then they start picking them up and separating them out of the room. No, once you start splitting, the most important thing, I'll say it one more time, is your shape gets out of your room. That's it. Nothing matters. The wall no longer matters. What shadow it shows on the wall doesn't matter at the moment, as long as your shape gets out of your room. Now, small disclaimer, sometimes the shadows will not show up on your wall when you first get in there, especially. Just kill the knights to see what they drop. If they don't drop your shape, you know, and they drop someone else's, you would send that shape out of the room, right? Usually once you die, like the mechanic kills you and you come back to the room, your shadows will start appearing on the wall again, right? So I believe I sent both of my shapes out, and I would tell them I'm ready to make a key now, which might be a little bit too fast for others, but we do succeed this part of the video. So at this point in time, the boss is going to kill the 3 people in the room, and their ghosts are going to pop out in the outside room. We were in the inside room, so they're in the outside. So I'm going to quickly spectate my teammate. And upon doing so, there are going to be, out of the 6 statues at the beginning of the room, I'll explain this. Once you come into the raid by the rally flag, there's 6 statues, one representing each guardian. It will take the form and likeness of your guardian, right? It's going to show them in their armor and stuff. Not colored, but, you know, with the light and darkness essence. Anyway, as you're switching your stuff, it will reflect it as the game catches up to you. It will reflect what it's supposed to be showing. So 3 places will be lit up. There's one to my left. I can see one on the right of the screen, and then there's a third one further to the right. There's from left to right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to tell them what statue is being lit up that I can see. The 3 dead people can see the statues that of the dead people, right? But they can't see their own statue, and they can only see one of the other 2. So my teammate right here, he went and grabbed a ghost, right? He picked up one of our ghosts, and he probably said, hey, I have so-and-so's ghost, right? I have a ghost with a snake attached to it. And, you know, he would come back here and wait for someone to say, hey, the snake ghost goes to this statue, right? My job is to, bam, I've identified a hunter, and this was where the hunter was not as unique as the other, and I kept getting confused. This is like Whiskers Hunter. He has like little whiskers coming out of his forehead. So I was very silent here, and it kind of threw like a wrench in all of our plans because I was one of the more experienced players and I know what to do, but I'm silent because I can't tell if the whiskers were even on that hunter or not. Like right here, it doesn't even look like whiskers are there. It just looks like a cowl. And then there's someone else that just looks like they have a cowl, but they have horns that somewhat stick through the cloak. We made those two change, I think, after a couple of wipes. I think it was this wipe. I was like, look, those hunters need to go. Like they have to change their stuff, right? So because now I sit there silent and I could already have someone reviving someone. So the goal here is to take the correct ghost and put it to the correct guardian statue, right? That's the goal of this mechanic. So, you know, he waits around for someone to say where his ghost goes. I don't know if it's me or not. Someone else just goes ahead and yeah, everyone's kind of confused. Bam. So we get the correct ghost. I got revived. Someone else put the correct ghost in the right place, so on and so forth. So I'm back in the room. So I believe I'm not holding a shape, so that means I dunked. Now, if you remember, I split my shape as I was dying, so I just check where it says amplified in the bottom left corner. I see if it's just gives me a shape name. I don't care what the shape name is called. I just need to know that it's a shape name, right? It's not there, so that means I successfully sent my shapes out of the room. And if you look on the wall, it is a circle. So I have a circle. So someone was at least able to get a shape into my room. So now I'm just going to kind of wait. I'm waiting for my two shapes to come into the room. So once I've split my shapes, I say I'm ready to make a key. And now I'm waiting for the other two to say the same thing, right? And we'll make a key. So I have everything I need. There's a circle and a square in my room, which is how do you make a key, or what shapes do you need to make a key? Is whatever your guardian's holding, you need the other two shapes to make the key, right? So I'm waiting, I'm waiting. We have a circle and a square. I'm waiting for my teammates to say, hey, let's make a key, right? I don't want to grab my key. My theory is as soon as one person makes a key, it locks everyone else's ads up and nothing else spawns. I don't know if that's true or not. I have no clue. I have no proof. I just know, I just kind of wait. Once they say they're ready to make a key, I just go to make my key, which to make a key, you make a 3D shape. And to do that, you have to pick up two shapes at a time, right? This is the one time in this whole encounter anyone should be picking up two shapes at one time, right? If you pick up two shapes at one time and you're not making your key, you're probably messing up. So then I come back here. It looks like the glass wall has just like shook. I heard it shatter probably, and I'm able to walk through it. The true test is just try to walk through it. Now we're at the mechanic where we have all the ghosts, right? So, um, unstop spawn left and right of the room, so you want to take care of them. Sometimes there will be more than two unstops, depending on if there were unstops already spawned in the room before everyone came out here and died. Quickly clear the ads, and then what I would recommend is everyone just kind of go stand by a statue, right? Just go stand by a statue so you're not standing by any other teammate, right? You kind of just want to spread out. And the point of that is 5 people are going to die, one person will be alive, and you don't want any one person's ghost overlapping another because you want to know whose ghost you're picking up, right? And that's why that matters. So we just kind of all spread out, right? Now, disclaimer, we do fail this part, but I'm going to explain it anyway. And again, if you want to see the success, it'll probably be in the dissecting video. For those that want to learn dissecting, or, I do apologize if you want to get the success of this part in here. But you already seen the success earlier, right? So, I'm trying to pan around until I see the ghost that I need to see, and it's like, bam, or the statue. The statue is number 5. It's a warlock with a warlock helmet, and it belongs to the water bottle ghost, right? And I say the water bottle ghost goes to 5. Now, the easiest thing to do at this point, which I figured out yesterday when I was playing, is when you go to pick up a ghost, who the ghost when you go to pick up the ghost at this point, it's by the persons that it belongs to, right? So I'm spectating my friend Tiger. If I were to pick up Tiger's ghost, I wouldn't say I'm picking up the shape. I wouldn't say, hey, this is the ghost I'm picking up. That doesn't matter at this point because the body's in here. It matters at the first part because when we die inside the rooms, our ghosts come outside, but our bodies stay inside. So we don't know who is where, right? That's why it matters. Hey, I'm picking up, you know, this ghost, right? The ghost, the heart ghost, or the sunshot ghost, or the sun ghost, right? Or XYZ. At this part, you can just pick up the ghost by the person, right? By the guardian, and just say, hey, who can see the hunter ghosts? Who can see the guardian with the hunter hat, right? I'm looking for the hunter hat, right? The cowboy hat. Who sees cowboy hat? And that person would quickly look and be like, oh, I see hunter at 1 or 5 or 6, right? And that's the easiest way. So grab a ghost, look at the guardian you grabbed it from immediately, and say, hey, this is the guardian I'm looking for. Who sees it? That is more efficient than grabbing a ghost and saying, this is the ghost I got, and then waiting for people to start ringing off the list of statues they see. It just cuts that. But we do fail this for whatever reason. King grabs a ghost, and nobody speaks up on what statue it goes to or where. Or King didn't speak up and say what ghost he had, and you only have a minute to get everyone revived, right? But that's it. That's this encounter. Once again, I'll go over the inside room real quick. Step one, when you get into the room, you want to send everyone else their shapes, right? So you only want your shape in the room. So you look at your statue, see what's in his hand, and you're like, okay, mine is triangle. I want triangles in my room. So you check to see if there are any non-triangles in your room, and you get them out of there. You send them to the person that it belongs to, right? Squares go to squares, circles go to circles. Step two, you call out that you're ready to split. Step two, now you send your shapes to your teammates' rooms, right? Bam, now you're splitting, right? At some point in time, you get wiped, but, for the sake of what to do in the room, step three is I'm ready to make a key. So you've split your shapes, you're ready to make a key, you're waiting for your teammates to get on the same page. And then step three is making the key. So once everyone says, I'm ready to make a key, I'm ready to make a key, I'm ready to make a key, someone will then say, okay, let's make our keys. Kill your knights, grab both of the shapes, and try to walk out of the room. It's that simple, right? It's that simple. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope this helps. I'm going to get the dissecting video out next. These two videos should be the first ones dropped when I start uploading them. And thanks so much for watching. If this helps, let me know in the comment section below that it helped you. If it didn't, let me know where it failed you. I can try to answer questions there or come out with a better video for this. It's once you do it and get the repetition down, it's very straightforward. And those rules I just did, those steps 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 or whatever, you can write those down and use them as a general reference rule, which is what I have King do. I have King, I'm like, hey King, pull up the, in the Discord, I'm like, hey King, pull up the pin message, right, to help remind him when he gets in the room, this is what he does in this order, right? Bam, bam, bam. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever it may be. Peace out, and I will see you all in the next one.